Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Michigan Family Farm Conference 2024. I am going to start today's auditorium ceremony session with the Land and People Acknowledgement. We recognize that our country was built on indigenous land, and we pay tribute to the indigenous nations who have stewarded these lands, these waters, and animals for centuries through today. We honor and appreciate the land on which we stand, offering gratitude and appreciation to the traditional and contemporary stewards of this land, the Anishinaabe, the Council of Three Fires, which include the Ottawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi, also known as Ottawa, Chippewa, and Potawatomi tribes. We acknowledge the 12 federally recognized sovereign nations in the state of Michigan, including more than 75,000 people. We pay respects to their elders, past and present. We also acknowledge the people of African descent who were stolen from their land and separated from their families through the Middle Passage and the chattel enslavement. We dedicate our reverence and respect to these ancestors for building this country's infrastructure and economy with no compensation or reparations to date. Please take a moment to consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that bring us together here today, while we also find inspiration from this land and the waters. Can I get a warm welcome for Kevin Harris and Chuck of the Nottawaseppi Huron Band of Potawatomi.
Can I get a warm welcome for all you today, waking up today? There we go. Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing? Good? Get some energy going in here, okay. So my name is Kevin Harris. I'm from Nottawaseppi Huron Band of Potawatomi, a native community. I'm a tribal member there, and I also work in the culture department there. So on that note, our mission as a tribe and as people of color is to revitalize our culture, our language, and our history. That was one thing that was taken away from us during the colonization of this world, this American world. Stripping things away, making us colonized. And one thing that we forgot even to today is who we are. So our mission is to unlearn and relearn who we are as people of color, indigenous people. And there's a teaching, nobody told me about it, but I figured it out. And it was about we are all indigenous, no matter what color we are. Every race of man, red, black, yellow, and white, come from a native place. They have their own ecosystem, they have their own natural resources, they have their own language and their own belief system, and that makes you what? Indigenous. We're all indigenous. We just forget the relationship that we had in the beginning time. And our creation stories are similar to everyone's creation story. Even in the Bible, there's things in there that reference to some of our teachings that we have in our own cultures. And that's what I want to say is, congratulate yourself for being here and acknowledging who you are, because you don't know you're acknowledging yourself just by coming to these certain events. And always thanking the Creator. And it wouldn't be right if I didn't speak our language. Our language, we're Potawatomi, so our language is Bode Wadmiwin. There's a Anishinaabe Mwin also, the Three Fires Confederacy. That's Ottawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi together. But we have our own dialect. We're vowel droppers. So you're on Potawatomi territory in this region of the state, and it wouldn't be right to speak. So on that note, I want to say hello to you all in a simple word. So bonjour, bonjour, and then with Maganadok, or bonjour Gingwa, bonjour, hello all you. I said hello to all the relatives too, and then when Maganadok, and I always thank the Creator. So I'll do my invocation. Bonjour Gingwa, wawa smogijik indigenous cause. Shike ndo dem migadi zibi westin doshbia chimigwich mamogosanan mine chimigwich gichi do chimigwich Nishnabe jeshke win mino gijik the gomo dopi gishim do chimigwich for everything you've given us. So what I said was my spirit name, well, Wasmo Gijik, indigenous cause is what I am called. It means lightning in a distance. I'm also a Potawatomi, and I'm from Battle Creek area. Bode Wadmi in Dawes, Potawatomi. Bode Wadmik, Potawatomi people. I thank the Creator, Gichimanado, and And I appreciate it today. You know, Minogi Jiknagomo Dopi. It's going to be a good day today. And Ahao Higuyen is pretty much, that is all I have to say for that part. It's pretty much when we do our invocation, we add a prayer into it. So our language is spiritual. You know, when we speak that language, it opens up our DNA to where we come from. So for all you out there that have a heritage, that want to follow your roots and go back to where you came from, there's that language that connects you there. And that's where you start opening up those onion peels to yourself, unlearning and relearning. I wasn't born in a lodge or born in a village anywhere like that. I was born in a city. And I'm one of the generations that got the culture and language stripped away. We didn't know anything about it. We knew little words like miigwech, bojo, but it takes you to learn who you are. It took me 7 years to identify myself, and a lot of sweat lodges and a lot of tears, a lot of bloodshed, a lot of families losing, and it took a whole lot to kind of grasp it because I started looking around like they're all dropping. Our culture is dying. Our people are dying from drug and alcohol, you know, and just sickness, diabetes, eating all that sugar, fried bread. I know you like fried bread, but a lot of it was like, it's tearing our people down. And what do? I want to be a statistic that change. And also sobriety, leave drug and alcohol alone. And that's what opened our third eye, our spirituality, our heart. And that's what kind of drives us today is our heart. So we all have one heart. We all bleed the same way. We all have our indigenous culture in us. And I'm letting you know that now. You know, we're all people of color. Don't matter what it is. We have a color. We're not clear. We're not transparent. So we have that DNA in us. So it's always nice to kind of enjoy this moment. But what I was saying earlier, you know, we're from the Potawatomi tribe. It's just in Athens, Michigan. We're originally all these county lines here. We come from Detroit area, somewhat in the Huron Valley, and then we got relocated in the Leandis Township out of reservation. We also had to obey by a treaty, the Treaty of Chicago, which we didn't sign. A lot of treaties, they say we signed them and we bought out ourselves. We didn't sign nothing. We didn't really understand what that was. We wasn't going to sell our land out. They took it. They took everything from us. Now we're in the revitalization stage of relearning and doing what we got to do to regain that. So we do this on and off the clock. We are who we are. Me and my brother Chuck, we do fires. We're firekeepers. We learn our language. We sing songs just on our behalf. And also we do it for the nation, our tribes, all over the state of Michigan. So it's a kind of an honor. And Chimigwich Kishimna Do for allowing us to wake up and breathe this energy, get what we have to get going today. And I must introduce myself in English, right? Kevin Harris, right? And then we're going to sing this introduction song. It's a grand entry song that you hear at a lot of powwows. We practice this song a lot with big drums. And we want to open the day up with these tunes. So if you give us a minute, we're going to sing our best. We're going to try. We're not the best singers in the world, so just bear with us. Hope, Iguian, that is all. Great entry song. Oh. Yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, Way In our language, we say miigwech, and chi miigwech, if you heard that before, is big thank you, like me, chi. But chi miigwech for allowing me to practice my rights, my freedom religious rights, and being here today as a minority. You know, again, give yourself a round of applause for even waking up today and breathing this energy. So, how, miigwech.
Okay, let's give a warm welcome to Sufi and Hadassah.
Ani, wena bonjour. Southie indigenous cause, the webede gekaki in the go, awaskashi in the dem. Wabiantanang and dot, Sagamak and Schnabek, Minawa, Nashnigming, the Donjaba, and Schnabe, or Jibwe and thou. I go by the name of Southie. My spirit name or my Indian name, whatever you want to, is to be heard flying through the distance, the red-tailed hawk. And I'm born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, Wawiantanong, and my family comes from Sagamok and Nishnabek and Nashnigming, 2 First Nations reserves in Ontario. And you want to introduce yourself?
Bonjour, Hadassah, Green Sky, Indigenous Cause. Mishike, Nijo Mishikanak Nagamoak in the go, Mishike and Dodem, Wogana Kasingano Dawa go Kwe and Dao. So my name's Hadassah Green Sky. I'm from Little Traverse Bay Bands up in Petoskey. I live in Detroit, and I am Turtle Clan, and I'm grateful to be here. Miigwech.
Yeah, so we are the co-founders of Michigan's first Native American music festival. It's called Vibes with the Tribes. It's actually happening this year, June 1st, down in Detroit. If anybody's familiar with the Detroit area, it's in the Corktown neighborhood, so not too far from downtown. I'm a hip-hop artist, been a hip-hop artist traveling for about 20 years now. Also, we are culture keepers and people that carry on our culture. So today I'm going to do a little bit of both. And I'm going to open up the song. I open up my performance here with a song. It's called the Ancestor Song. And after that, I'm going to do a hip-hop song and see how many people take directions like putting their hands in the air and waving them like they don't care and things like that, okay? All right. So, yeah, miigwech for having me here. Ready? Manido, again, get you money, no. Wait, Thank you, Miigwech. Turn it up. Can you turn that up? No one's gonna get hyped for this. Turn it up. All right, I'm gonna try my best. Only thing I need y'all to do is really easy. Ready? When I start rapping, just go like this. Look, hey, look, hey, you know I'ma ride. Look who we survive. I can't hear my music. Let's go. Hey, every day trying to get more. You know I'ma ride. Look who we survived. You know that's when my soul alive. Let's go. Hey, left to right like this. Yeah. Hey, hey, you know I'ma ride. Look who we survived. Feel the love from the people. That's when my soul alive. Hey, every day trying to look, I'm from the bottom. Look, we count our blessings. At dinner time, we ain't have no seconds. Good fella Christmases, go and wrap the presents. We was all good, didn't know we was neglected. Hey, you can hear it in the air, it's a struggle. Where we living right here, it's the jungle. Guns come loaded and the cars got the muscle. Feed the family $5. Dinner was the hustle. Walking on indigenous lands, we call it ghetto. Pain falls verbally like through the ghetto. Southie, word is out, I'm the one you heard about. On my path, but it's always someone there to curb my route. For the dreamers, one for the dreamers, trying to make it through the spans, from the spans and the bleachers. For the true freakers, cause the teachers couldn't reach us. Outcasts, bumping outcasts in the speakers. Wanna keep hope, trying to stay focused, but you eating focus hope. Past the bills, God notice. Secondhand clothes, hope the kids don't notice. Food stands bought me them snacks and I was golden. Hey, we the seeds that they throw in the lead, and they never wanna see us grow. When the world fall apart and it all gets dark, we the one that's gonna make it glow. Hey, look, you know I'ma ride. Look who we survived. I feel the love from the people, that's when my soul alive. Let's go. Hey, every day tryna, hey, look, you know I'ma ride. Look who we survived. Feel the love from the people, that's when my soul alive. Let's go. Hey, you can cut the music, cut the music. Cut the music. We're gonna do this one time without the music, ready? Everybody like this. Now you know I'ma ride. Look what we survived. I feel the love from the people, that's when my soul alive. Let's go. Hey, every day trying to get more. One more time. Look, you know I'ma ride. Look what we survived. I feel the love from the people, that's when my soul alive. Let's go. Hey, every day trying to get more. Hey, Miigwech, y'all been beautiful, man. Y'all look like y'all expected to come to a rap concert instead of a farmer's conference. Y'all are beautiful. Thank you. Do you want to? Do we have more time, or what do you want to do? I can't hear the music. I'd rather you sing. So I had one more song, but it's really hard to perform. Like, I cannot hear it. I'm surprised I pulled that off. So what I'm going to do is I brought this beautiful woman with me to introduce herself. She also sings. She also plays instruments, jazz, and I won't big her up too much, but she's gonna close us out with a beautiful song here. Make some noise for Hadassah Green Sky.
I feel like in our daily lives, we don't take breaths anymore. So let this be a moment where you take your breath again, because you're all people that work on the land, and we need to be able to take care of ourselves first before we get back to the land. Shumigwech.
Hi, everybody. I'd like y'all to take a moment to bask in the amazing energy and spirit and power that has brought into this room this morning. Give us another huge round of applause for all of our amazing performers. Chimegwech. I'm Jen Silveri. I'm one of the co-directors of Michigan Food and Farming Systems, and we're delighted to have you all here for the 20th Annual Michigan Family Farms Conference. I have been a member of planning this conference for over 15 years, There are people in the room who have been a part of it for 25. So I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that and send some appreciation for all of the ancestors who have made it possible for us to be here today, and those who catalyzed and continue to guide us in delivering this conference every year. I am honored to introduce you to our conference coordinator this year, Victoria Fox. She is a land steward, an activist, and an artist, and she's gonna guide us through the first half of the ceremonies today. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you, gracias, miigwech, to Kevin and Chuck from the Nottawaseppi Huron Band of Potawatomi, Sophie from Nawash and Ontario representing Wawiathong, Detroit, and Hadassah from Little Traverse Bay Band, Ottawa. Let's take a moment to look around at who is around us, who is in this space. Look at all the beautiful faces here, right? Acknowledge that the last time that everyone was able to gather in person together was February 2020, 1 month before we went into lockdown for the pandemic. Since then, our communities, our people, and folks in this space have weathered so many challenges and triumphs, none of which would be possible without our communities rallying to support one another. We have learned and grown so much from responding to the obstacles set before us, making us more resilient and allowing us to be better in navigating the roads ahead, and we made it here together. Along the way, we have lost a lot of really amazing people, but we have also gained a new generation. So many new souls brought into the world to join us on the journey ahead. As we individually and collectively navigate another season that will be full of unprecedented challenges and opportunities, it is vital to continue connecting with each other, to examine and understand our histories, and learn about new ways to adapt, continuing to grow in our resilience. We know that we are stronger when we work together and when we understand our history and learn from it so that it may guide us on the path ahead, with the hope of overcoming past mistakes. We are pleased to be able to weave more diverse historical narratives into this year's conference and will strive to do more of this moving forward. We want to thank everyone who has made this year possible, so let's give them a round of applause. This conference represents 20 years of convening a diverse, passionate, dedicated, and curious team of farmers, educators, technical assisting providers, government agencies, and community leaders who collaborate year-round to plan and deliver the conference. On behalf of the Michigan Family Farms Conference Planning Committee, we are grateful to be in the space with you all today and acknowledge the current amazing work being done in Michigan in working towards a more equitable farming future. I will now read a poem that was inspired by some pretty hard times that were happening in Battle Creek due to increased funding in our detention center and ICE raids that were happening throughout my community and that really affected the Mexican Latino community very negatively in Battle Creek. This poem is called Our Gardens. Let us melt ice and use the water to tend to our gardens. May each seed bloom well into the season. Our children, may they never know the thirst of our ancestors. Our people, may the oppressor's violence never have a reason. Our land, fauna y flora, lush, for we are their protectors. Let us melt ice and use the water to tend to our gardens. The ways in which our elders have taught us. The fire they hold could burn the cages down to the ground, and we will use its warmth to melt ice and use the water to tend to our gardens. Thank you. I will now hand it back over to Jen, and we will get started with the award ceremony.
For nearly 20 years, the Michigan Family Farms Conference has worked to recognize, honor innovative and instrumental agricultural producers doing amazing work within our midst. These awardees have catalyzed change. They've embodied tenacious dedication to earth and community, environmentally friendly agriculture, and selflessly shared their time, treasure, and talent with all of us in communities they serve. Through their love, dedication, and passion, creating a more just, equitable, accessible agricultural community, we all have energized, inspired, and challenged. They bring out the best in all of us, and we are grateful for this inspiration in their work. The first award that we are going to give out today is the Dr. Leroy Ray Jr. Award. This award recognizes a food system leader who is dedicated to bringing about positive change in their community through networking, education, advocacy, and groundwork. They're passionate about uniting people and their communities around them, caring for them through food systems education, cultivation, or distribution as a means of increased resilience and well-being. I'm going to introduce you to Christine Kwan, who's going to introduce you to this year's awardee.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my honor to be here today. I am the board president for MFFC. I'm proud of that role that I perform for these folks, and it is my honor to say that when I first met this person, she was leading the Grown in Detroit cooperative booth. Yes, and she was boots on the ground and working with all of these farms and getting them to come to the market and getting them to start off by selling direct to consumer and fostering those relationships and guiding them along the way. But through that work, I saw her be inspired to think, what's next? What more can I do? This isn't the only path for Black farms in the city, and I know that I can do something about it. And so with that inspiration, with that passion, she organized Black farms in the city of Detroit and started a wholesale processed frozen vegetable line in the city of Detroit. And so I can go on and on about what an amazing woman this is and what she's done for the city of Detroit and what she's done for Black farming. But Amani, why don't you come on up here? And we have this really great video that really tells the story better than anything else. So if you'll give us a second.
I've always wanted to be that person that does the with the board and everything. Click. I've always wanted to do. That's on my bucket list. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not 040. Okay. Imani S. Foster is my name. My business is In the Mix Detroit. It is the first of its kind flash frozen vegetable produce line that is sourced from Black farmers in Detroit, Hamtramck, and Highland Park. I don't necessarily say I found myself in food, because I'm not a foodie, but what I did find is that it was the stories of the growers and the farmers. It was their support that just drove me. So what In the Mix is doing is that we are finding outlets for our products by utilizing flash frozen, which means that even after the season is over, then the consumer can still have access to sustainably grown produce. That is important because there's so much food still left on the vine at what we call the end of our growing season. Well, folks will tell you who've worked with me, Imani is about that money. I am. It is vital that another revenue stream was created. That's where In the Mix fits in. A lot of it has to be processed, and it's processed through a licensed company called Mitten Cuts. Maria is one of the first folks that I see, and then Dewan, he moves everything. I don't know how he does it because it's so many pieces, and it's cold because it is frozen. I'm in Shed 5. I love being in Shed 5 because it does allow me to have a little bit more time to talk to people about the product. They want to be a part of this. They want, the customer and the consumer says, I want to be a part of this. I want to help you make a difference. Well, because it is one of its kind, or the first of its kind. This is history in the making. I don't know where it can go, but I know it has the potential to get much larger. But I also wanted to make sure that I left something for my grandson and my daughter. Doing something that is impactful, not just throwing money at it, not doing all the things to make it a success. I want them to be proud of me. I really do. I want the growers who are participating to be excited and be happy that they did. I want them to be able to scale up. We're just the tip of the iceberg right now. This is history in the making.
Amani Foster, your award.
Thank you.
Our next award is the Farmer of the Year Award. This award recognizes people who put their heart, time, and energy into their farming endeavors and the health of their communities. They are leaders among small-scale sustainable farmers, land stewards who inspire creativity, adaptability, and encourage holistic practices. I'd like to introduce you to Katie Brandt with MSU and the Sustainable Ag Research and Education Program, who's going to introduce this year's awardee.
Thank you, Jen, and thanks to everyone who's here. This is such a beautiful event. So today I have the great good honor of welcoming Rebecca Titus to the stage. So Rebecca is the full embodiment of sustainable farming and really our next generation of family farmers. She is working for healthy food systems, and I really can't quite wrap my head around your skill as a farmer. I have a background similar. I was growing vegetables, and she's doing so many more acres and so much more food with so much fewer people. So if you want to be more efficient, look to the way Rebecca is growing. In addition to that, she's supplementing with food from her Amish neighbors, with food from sustainable and organic farmers around the state, so that people in Lansing can get things like no spray strawberries and locally grown dry beans that they just couldn't get otherwise. So it's really adding to the food system. Rebecca's also always innovating, so whether she's working with new crops or building a new wash pack or trying new approaches for her CSA, she's open to trying to do it, and also a lot of times I just see it coming off with great success. As if that is not enough, Rebecca is very active. As if that is not enough, Rebecca's very active with the Mid-Michigan Farmer Meetup and is a leader in several of the farmers markets she attends. Also, I want to really stress, we're at the Family Farms Conference. Rebecca's a family farmer, so when she was a kid growing up, her parents were farming, and she went to MSU to study horticulture, and I can't really imagine doing this, but was running a CSA and going to school, going to university at the same time. Her parents are still involved, so her mom makes jam and other value-added products, and her dad is also still quite involved on the farm. The last thing I want to say about Rebecca is she is so down to earth and real. I was trying to figure out if she was coming to the conference last year, because I knew she was getting the award. And she said, oh, I don't know, I think I might be going, because I got this weird spam email that said I'm getting the Farmer of the Year award, but that can't be right. So it's very real. You 100% deserve this award. So I think Victoria has it.
Our next award, we actually have 2 awardees this year. This is for the Morris Brown Courageous Catalyst Award. This award will recognize 2 people who demonstrate determined courage in the face of difficulties. They're not deterred by obstacles and navigate them in a relentless, plucky, audacious, and authentic way. They are movers and shakers and change makers, and we greatly appreciate them. This year's first Morris Brown Award is going to T.C. Collins. T.C. Collins has been farming and gardening in Washtenaw County for over 30 years. He has worked tirelessly during that time to engage his community in sustainable agriculture and food systems education. Over the past 2 years, T.C. has endured numerous difficult situations and setbacks in his work as a farmer, as an educator, and as a community member. Regardless, T.C. continues to work tirelessly to improve his community's access to locally grown food, to nature, and to the history of Black farming traditions in the United States. Please join me in welcoming T.C. Collins to the stage. Victoria, can you get that one? Thanks, T.C.
Thank you.
Yes, Victoria's got your award. Do you want to say anything? Can I speak for a moment? Thank you.
I want to thank everyone for being here because you are the generational people that do gardening and farming. For me, I've been doing this for well over 54 years. That's 54. In the Black community, specifically in Washtenaw County, there's only 2 Black farmers. I'm the oldest Black registered farmer. I've seen the landscape change in so many different ways. But that's not stopping me to share and teach the next new generation. Hopefully, going into the future, the road will be a lot easier for that new generation. But passing this on is not just for me, it's for all of you to help share this to the new youth. So I want to thank everyone.
I would now like to introduce you to leaders of the Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund, who are going to join us to present a special award in remembrance of a beloved community leader and person who is very near and dear to our heart, who has recently transitioned to become an ancestor. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Bonjour. My name is Angela Lugo Thomas. I am an urban farmer in Highland Park in Detroit. I work for Keep Growing Detroit and recently joined the committee for the Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund. I have the honor of sharing a few collective words about Roxanne Moore Jones. We loved Roxanne. She was our sister. We will never forget her generous spirit, contagious smile, and important contributions to Detroit's urban agriculture community. On December 23rd, 2023, at age 47, Roxanne transitioned peacefully after a courageous battle with cancer. Roxanne's passing has left a huge void in her immediate family, her community, and her urban agriculture family. To say she will be missed is an understatement. As we prepare for the 2024 gardening and farming season, we will continue to honor her by continuing the work. Roxanne's love and knowledge of growing food led many people to the soil. Her advocacy for her people has touched, taught, and moved the entire agriculture community in Detroit forward. In March of 2013, Roxanne met Donnie Jones during a Keep Growing Detroit distribution at Earthworks Urban Farm, where she was the assistant farm manager. They were both in the Garden Resource Program and both working on gardens. And by August of 2014, they were married, and eventually they were homesteading with their 3 children on Detroit's east side. Donnie and Roxanne are the founders of Occupy Yourself Agricultural Academy, dedicated to the sustainable stabilization of their neighborhood, known as Maple Ridge in Detroit. Over the years, they witnessed a reduction in dumping in the area where they farmed, and they took over more land for productive use to deter blight. Roxanne was a graduate of Earthworks Agricultural Training Program, Urban Roots, and MSU Extension Master Gardener course. Roxanne and Donnie are 3-time awardees of the Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund and co-founders of the cooperative Grow Up. Roxanne and Donnie were for many years. They were farming on land they didn't own, and they were the inspiration behind the Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund, an initiative co-founded by the Detroit Black Community Food Sovereignty Network, Oakland Avenue Urban Farm, and Keep Growing Detroit. Since 2020, the Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund has given 171 awards for land and infrastructure purchases and has provided additional resources for professional development and technical assistance. And I know there's quite a few people here representing the Detroit community, so I'm grateful for you being here while we honor our sister. As a mother, wife, and community member, Roxanne took care of her family and helped to push forward a movement of self-sustaining Black farmers who have the resources they need to succeed. She never hesitated to say what needed to be said and speak truth to power. The Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund, Oakland Avenue Urban Farm, Keep Growing Detroit, Detroit Black Community Food Sovereignty Network, D-Town Farm, City Commons CSA, Earthworks Urban Farm, and many others near and far must continue showing up for Roxanne and all of the other agricultural ancestors who have left their mark on our community. Thank you, gracias, miigwech, Michigan Family Farms Conference, and MFFC for honoring Roxanne Moore-Jones with the Morris Brown Courageous Catalyst Award. Donnie Jones, Roxanne's husband, is here to accept the award in her honor.
Get this land, come on, Black people, black families, come on. And then that way, you know, we're right here together. You know, we have power if we're together. You know what I'm saying? Like, start making the movement and stop waiting for, you know, to get on other people's boat, because this is the boat. This is the boat. The boat is here. You know, we got it, you know, get on it.
Let me give you an example. I still get up at 6 o'clock every day, and I work until the sun goes down. That's the way I was raised. Farmers have to do that to survive.
have to grow so that the future generations and the future people who want to buy land in the city of Detroit grow and have a process.
Hi, my name is Jerry Ann Hebron, Executive Director of North End Christian Community Development Corporation and co-founder of the Black Farmer Land Fund. The Black Farmer Land Fund came about because of the need for farmers in Detroit, people of color, needing access to land. And the land, many times this was land that we were already farming on, growing food on, you know, trying to sustain our communities and just provide a space for people to feel welcome.
I am Roxanne Jones.
I'm Donald Jones.
Of Occupy Yourselves Agriculture Academy.
So yep, my name is Dasmonique Carr, and I'm the owner of Deeply Rooted Produce, so we operate Deeply Rooted Gardens.
My name is Olivia Hubert, and this is Brother Nature Produce Farm. Think about changing the name from produce to farm, but yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Brenda Sharp, and I am the founder of Foster Patch Community Garden.
I farm because it's important to cultivate the food that you want to grow or that you want to consume. I farm because it is my birthright, really. I farm because my family farmed and my family had access to this knowledge, and although they might not teach it like in an academic setting or like lessons and things like that, they teach me through their experiences.
I am a horticulturalist, but I think I farm because it's the only thing that makes sense, really. But farming is something that is the most basic of needs, that's something that you can be active and do something about. Everything else requires somebody else to do something, and then they do something, and it requires cooperation, and maybe you can't get it and stuff. But for farming, you just, I mean, even if all you had was a stick, and you can find some seeds out in nature and you can plant them.
I farm because I love it. Besides loving it, I feel like it's important. I've been doing it since I can't remember not doing it. My grandparents farmed, they were from the South, and so I kind of just grew up in it. And even when I left home and went away, I just always kept a garden. I've always grown my own food, and now more than ever, I've just felt the need to expand, to try to get more people into a community kind of base. Just, if it's nothing else but for the children to learn, my grandchildren, my younger children, and to keep this kind of movement going so that they'll be able to pass this down to their children.
We feel like it's our responsibility to occupy the space. Pretty much that simple.
What we found is that quite often we were priced out of those properties for speculative development, for people who don't even live in the city. And it caused displacement for our farmers, which threatens their livelihoods. It threatens their abilities to do the work. And it's actually a situation where it's inequity. There's inequity in access to land.
The name of my farm is the Rosa Parks Family Farm, LLC.
Hello, I'm Broderick Wilkes, treasurer of Rescue My Nature Now.
My name is Thurman Lagan, CEO and founder of Rescue My Nature Now, Inc. So we had an opportunity to hear and engage with citizens and members of this community more so, and they wanted a better quality of life. They wanted to see the houses that were blighted and fire damaged. They wanted to see those properties removed. Well, we're standing where two fire damaged properties once stood.
This is my house at 4827 Parker, and this is part of my farm. The other part is down on we'll go down and look at that, and the other part is down here, and that's WJP Urban Farm.
I have had to toe the line. I have had to follow every letter of the law. When I go down to the city of Detroit, they speak to me with such disrespect, like I stole something from them.
You just can't go back. Everybody's not gonna work for the car manufacturers, just like everybody's not gonna work for whatever, Silicon Valley. Everybody's not gonna work in tourism and hospitality. The pandemic is trying to tell us something. Like, hint, hint, it's over, boo.
But then you begin to wonder, well, how come I can't have good meat? And how come I can't have fresh apples? And I can't have this and that?
So the barriers that we've experienced obviously would be, I would say, financing. So like equipment, farm equipment, the necessary tools to make the processes simplified.
My husband was growing and the city came and just destroyed everything that he had.
Now, with the Detroit Land Bank, it's been an experience because they've got this long list of red tape here.
The home sat abandoned for years. You know, the city finally started coming to tear down the houses and the land bank bought them. But just still trying to acquire the property from the land bank has been a task in itself.
All this land is here, just sitting here.
I think definitely a volunteer force is a barrier.
You know, the city is people who have power in the city, and wealthy people are quick to propagate the myth of hope that things will be better, but that's not how things got like they were. It wasn't, you know, magical undercurrents of whatever, or, you know, actual things happen. Policies were put in place.
We can't see because we understand that even though our ancestors may not be with us physically, they are always here because spirit never dies. And it's important that those upon whose shoulders we stand, those who paved the way for us, that they are acknowledged and that they understand that they are remembered. And thus providing us with a foundation upon which we continue to build self-determining futures. It begins with us. We must reclaim and re-envision our history and our culture because it is one of greatness. It is one that we should all be proud of, and it is one that we should all carry in our hearts.
I want to give a shout out to each and every one of you for hanging in there with us. And I want you to use this opportunity today to network. What I can tell you is hang in there. Talk to each other, build a network with each other, and work together. And before you know it, the Black Farmer Land Fund experience will be strong all over the city of Detroit, and we will be working in a way that people can see that food insecurity is no more, because we can do that. We can do that together. And so the work that you are doing is important. We're here to support you. And again, I want to thank you for being here today.
I don't think it would have been possible for me to actually get the lots as quick as I did without the Black Farmers Land Farm. They really were supportive and helping me just through networking. So I'm very grateful for them.
With the grant, the backing, then we're able to, you know, we're on our way. We put in the paperwork for buying the lots, and buying the lots at the rate, a better rate.
Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund is going to be a real model for how other cities are able to get land into the hands of black farmers.
Without that, I wouldn't be able to own a real tractor, because I was able to take that money and buy myself a tractor, buy the plows.
We're stewards of the land. We're playing on this land. We're entertaining on this land. We're educating on the land. Now it's time to be innovative with the land. And that's what the Black Farmers Fund means to us.
It pretty much got the ball rolling, and so once it happened, like, it hasn't stopped. Like, the people are there, the support is there. I mean, the resources, it's all, like, everything has been happening. So many people are just like willing to help me do it. Like, I'm doing like, bartering right now. Where like, I got another farm, pretty much he plowed and tilled my land, and I go over there and I do work on his farm.
There are no strings attached. They haven't asked for, anything in return. It's just, they're actually literally trying to help us be sovereign and have land sovereignty.
You definitely need to apply for the Black Farmer Land Fund because they will facilitate the process of acquiring your land and making sure that you get all the things that you need to secure your land.
The way that they structured the application, the very thoughtful questions that they had us answer really helped me to develop my vision and my ideas.
It meant like heaven, because when I got my grant letter, my award letter, I said, oh my God, somebody from the city of Detroit knows that we're here, yay!
We definitely can continue the transformation of the city the way we envision it as Detroiters. I'm not some outsiders coming in saying I came here for $1,000 homes, but people who actually want to see their community look better and do better, and it's the mentality. So just changing the mentality, it's more than just growing food. It's truly a transformation that happens from within, and it just shows, outward.
I mean, it's so phenomenal what we can do when we are connected, when we are resourced, and when we are able to love each other and love the land. So, peace from the Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund, y'all.
And so this is what we're all about. We launch again Juneteenth of 2021. Last year we were able to successfully help 30 farmers. This year we're looking to increase that number to 40. Detroit has a huge amount of vacant land available, and so we have people who are reinventing themselves and creating pathways to economic sustainability for themselves and for our communities, and that's what the Black Farmer Land Fund is about.
Can I get one more round of applause for all the amazing work of the Detroit farmers that are here? And a big round of applause for all of you. None of this change driving the future is possible without you. So please give yourselves a round of applause. We have folks that have been involved in planning this conference for over 25 years. It is truly a collaborative effort and a community effort that is not possible without us all digging in together to make this lift. We are so happy to have you join us today, and we wish you all of the best and send you on with blessings for the rest of your day.